South Korea's president declaring emergency martial law. The president making that announcement during a TV address just hours ago. He says he will rebuild a free and democratic country through martial law. We've got founder and executive director of National Security Institute, Yeol Jaffer, with us. Yeol, good to have you. I think for a lot of people, this was a big alarm bell from South Korea. What exactly does this mean for geopolitics across the globe?
Well, what's interesting about the President Yoon's decision here is that he declared martial law, which he's allowed to under the Constitution, which essentially allows him emergency powers to restrict activity in the country and limit political freedoms. However, almost immediately thereafter, about 3 hours later, the South Korean parliament gathered 190 members of the parliament, of a 300-member parliament, more than half, and they voted to rescind, as they're allowed to in the Constitution, to rescind his order imposing martial law. And he has now withdrawn that order as a result, or said he's going to. And the troops that were in place that were trying to block access to the Parliament building have now withdrawn. So it appears that we're now seeing a retrenchment of the situation in a positive direction, but a very surprising move and a concerning move by a very unpopular president currently in office, President Yoon in South Korea.
I imagine a lot of people who heard this were doing a double take. You mean South Korea, not North Korea? Because, of course, probably the least democratic thing to do would be martial law and then claiming democracy, two things that don't really bode together.
That's exactly right. I was just in Seoul about 5 months ago in March of this year, and they were actually hosting the third Summit for Democracies, where all the democratic nations in the world came together in Seoul, South Korea. And then to see this happen just a few months later is obviously concerning. But it appears that democracy has succeeded. The parliament reversed the president's action. The president acceded to the parliament's role under the Constitution, and the troops have withdrawn from the streets now. And at least for now, we've seen a pause in what could have been a very difficult situation in a tough part of the world, with North Korea there causing problems, and obviously China now just today announcing threats against U.S. supplies of rare earth minerals. And
to that point, let's pull back a little bit and see what this means for everybody, right? We talk about North Korea, their allyship with Russia, obviously everything that's happening, Russia, Ukraine, you got the U.S. The big picture here as we head into January 20th, there's a lot happening out in the world right now. In South Korea, this last second making this announcement, then retreating it. What does this mean? Are they trying to find some sort of friendship with the North, or is this just an individual act? What's going on?
Well, obviously, it's a concerning situation because you don't expect a democracy, particularly a well-understood and fairly stable democracy. They haven't had a situation like this since the late 1970s, so it's been quite a while since martial law has been declared in South Korea. And the challenge, of course, is, as you correctly point out, we've got this group of globally repressive nations. We've got Russia, China, Iran, North Korea working together. We see North Korean troops now in Ukraine. We've seen Iranian drones in Ukraine. We see the collaboration that China and Russia have. All that's causing a problem. And now one of our closest allies, South Korea, there in the Indo-Pacific, having troubles internally, right, raises questions about what happens to democracies when these resurgent authoritarian nations are powerful. It demonstrates the importance and need for U.S. leadership in the world.
All right, so we know that there's a lot happening, as you said, the reversal there of the martial law, and of course the bigger picture here. We'll wait and see. It's almost one of these games that you just have to stand back and wait, especially as the United States unfortunately leads, or I guess fortunately for us, right, leads the rest of the world in what they decide to do ahead of this news. Yeol Jaffer, we always appreciate your insight on all things global affairs and, of course, geopolitics.